Good afternoon and welcome to Queensborough Community College. Today's basketball game is a women's game. The matchup is the Kingsborough Community College Lady Wave against your very own Queensborough Community College Lady Tigers. To honor America, will you please stand and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. The National Junior College Athletic Association Region 15 and Queensborough promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, profanity, racist, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or a team representative will not be tolerated. Queensborough thanks you for your support and your cooperation. And now the starting lineup for the Kingsborough Community College Lady Wave. Number 5, Stephanie Hahn. Number 24, Denise Barnes. Number 53, Jessica Price. Number 45, Raymond Cicero. And number 3, Lexi Martinez. The assistant coach for Lady Wave is Vanessa D'Ambrosi. Your head coach is Bob DiNardo. And now, the starting lineup for your very own Queensborough Community College Lady Tigers. From Benjamin Barbosa High School, number 15, Naomi Birch. From School of Law, number 35, Tiana Freeman. From Teaching the Arts and Science, number 11, Sonia McNeil. From Richmond Hill High School, number 33, Melissa Sobers. And from Hillcrest High School, number 20, Anais Ward. The assistant coaches for the Lady Tigers, Ben McHenry, Teresa Rodriguez, and the head coach is David Chambers.
This is QCC alum David Russell with Joe Massey. Queensborough Lady Tigers getting ready to host Kingsborough. Each team comes into today's game at 0-5 in conference play, but this is actually a big game somehow because the winner will only be one game behind BMCC for the fourth and final spot in the CUNY playoffs, so there are somehow playoff implications in this game. The starting five for Bob DiNardo's Lady Wave: Lexi Martinez, Stephanie Hahn, Raimondi Cicerone, Jessica Price, and Denise Barnes. Starting 5 for Queensborough: Saudia McNeil, Naomi Birch, Shanias Ward, Melissa Sobers, and Tiana Freeman.
Well, David, if David Chambers' Queensborough team is to make it down to Chambers Street, you like that?
Yes.
They're going to have to win a game somewhere first.
More than one, yeah.
Take care of the rest, but it's
BMCC is Chambers Street.
That's right. I'm glad you explained that because maybe people don't know what I was talking about.
As usual.
Neither of these coaches are used to losing, by the way.
They're used to it this year.
Yep.
Kingsborough Wave playing more like the Kingsborough Puddle.
And they don't have many players, as you can see. There's only one girl on the bench over there.
Has a lot of time to get to know Coach DiNardo, though.
And if they foul 2 girls out, I guess they play with 4 girls.
Nobody was quite sure which team was going which way. Martinez had she's going, wait, do I have a good path to the basket? And everybody's pointing the other way.
There's going to be a lot of indecision in this game, for sure. The atmosphere a little different here this afternoon, right after the holidays. And let's face it, the Lady Tigers are not winning right now. So
2 wins this season, which is 2 more than Kingsborough. See if they count the basket. No shot. Foul came before. Bob DiNardo's 3rd year at Kingsborough. Remember, he coached Queensborough for a year. Won 12 games in his one season. That's twice as many as he's won in the 3 years at Kingsborough.
Yeah, he's not used to losing a lot of games, for sure. He hasn't won a game at all, in fact. They have lost even out of conference.
Birch missed the shot, and Ward has it. So Queensborough will reset. DiNardo's first year, they were 0-23. And then last year they improved. They were 6-16. They actually won 5 of their last 10. Were playing pretty good. But back to being winless this season. There's a missed shot and then a reach-in foul.
I believe they got Ward on that one. And that's her first.
We're not used to seeing Queensborough struggle like this. The women have been top in CUNY for about a decade.
Well, they have a partly young squad, which is part of the reason, and be quite honest, they just don't have the talent that they've had in past years.
They did get one returner for the second semester, Tiffany Apple, who's on the bench and was on last season's team, and they have Naomi Birch, who just hit a 3.
Well, they're going to need maximum performances from people like her in the second half of the season, and Ace Ward, and they're the veterans on this team.
You have to watch Barnes, 24, who has the ball and just gave it up to Martinez. Barnes scores about 14 points per game. She's really the one threat as Birch comes back the other way and misses, but McNeil with the offensive rebound, and she misses. And then Freeman, it's in there for the tie-up. See whose ball it is. The refs will confer, because Kingsborough won the opening tip, so it should be Queensborough's ball.
We said we've liked some things, and it is going to be Queensborough ball. We like some things that Freeman has done this year. She's provided some very high-spirited play at times.
The leading assist total for Queensborough, she has almost 3 a game. Ward misses, and then another tie-up, and this one will go to Kingsborough.
One of the big things, David, is they really miss the presence of Carol inside from last year. She could have an off game and she'd still do well out here.
And Kingsborough's all-star center from last year decided not to return. And there's a foul against Queensborough. And that's going to be the first on Freeman, team's second foul.
Pretty hard foul right there. No doubt about it.
Queensborough coming off a loss to Bronx the other night. They ended the first semester with the loss to Bronx and then began the second semester with the loss to Bronx. 49-36.
Yeah, well, they played a little better probably in that game.
And there's Barnes with the first points for Kingsborough.
You remember last time they played them here, they really lost steam in that game. They just got outplayed.
It was good for Woes, 39-35 at one point,
Yeah.
and then Bronx really pulled away at the end. That fourth quarter was total
and the men
annihilation.
did the same thing here, Kingsborough. They took it at the end of the game.
Barnes is fouled. Bodies all over the place.
She got a 9-10 split on that. $7:24 to go in the first quarter. Don't forget they play quarters here. And it's 3-2. Good pitchers match. You might say baseball's right around the corner, and so is the warm weather, but you don't even have to say that.
70 degrees on Christmas Eve.
It's going to be 60 tomorrow.
It's great, isn't it? Some people aren't happy because they're used to the cold weather around this time of year. Some people are just always unhappy.
Around the holidays, it makes it a little more festive, but
Sobers with the basket to give Queensborough a 5-4 lead.
let me tell you something. As you get older, you appreciate it a little more, though.
I appreciate it now.
Oh, good. 5-4.
If Kingsborough was going to win, I think Barnes has to go off. Just have a big day. There's a turnover. McNeil and Barnes with the reach and foul. Want to avoid that for a few reasons. One, you only have one player on the bench. And Barnes isn't the one you want to have fouling.
I know Bob Donardo a long time, so I asked him, I said, what do you need to do to win this game? And he basically said, we need a lot to go off, not just Barnes. And you were saying Barnes, he probably told me, like, we need a lot to go off. It's been really tough for them.
Yeah, last year, remember, they came in and that game went down to the final seconds. It was 52-50. Looked like Kingsborough was doing another rebuild job like he did at the 4-year level a decade ago. There's a long jumper, no good. Going out of bounds, and it will stay with the Lady Wave.
Who wear the same color as the men's Wave, the blue and the orange. That's the Kingsborough orange.
Stephanie Hahn. The bounce pass to Barnes. Barnes, bit of a trap there. And there's a 3-second violation.
Yep. I say Kingsborough orange because there's not too many teams that have orange in their uniforms. They look like Florida to a certain extent. Not in size, but in uniform color.
That's all that really matters. Inside, Ward. And Ward misses.
You know what, David? We've seen some pretty good Kingsborough men's teams, and they may not be the size of Florida's team, but athlete-wise, they got some pretty impressive guys who go up and down the court.
There's going to be the second foul on Freeman. It's a bit of early foul trouble for Queensborough.
If I might digress, I was really impressed with that men's team for Kingsborough. I think they have a shot this year. I really do. They have a lot of good athletes on that team.
And Tiffany Apple is in for Queensborough 42. She was on the team last year that made it to the CUNY title game.
Stepped on the end line there.
Kingsborough's last game, they played Nassau and were actually up by 7 at halftime but lost 52-38. They were in it for a while, and then before that they played LaGuardia and they lost 60-20. We're out to 9 points in the first half. Ward puts it in, and it's 7-4.
That is obviously Ward's move if she makes that. She gets that little step in the lane and just floats one in.
Good defense by McNeil on Barnes. Hahn. Price's shot no good, got her own rebound. The second chance is also no good. And there's a little tip drill, but it goes to Ward. Ward crossing half court. She might go all the way to the basket. And said kick out. McNeil along two is no good. And 2 Kingsborough players fight for it, and Martinez has it. 7-4 Queensborough, 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Hahn, jumper, no good. There's an offensive rebound. Back out to Hahn, baseline jumper is no good. And rebounded by Birch.
Shooting has been dreadful early on.
Kingsborough has had some tough nights. The 20 points against LaGuardia that I brought up. As Ward's 3 rattles out, but Birch is there with the rebound. And she misses Apple with the rebound, and she'll go to the line for 2. Bronx held Kingsborough to 27 points, and Bergen held Kingsborough to 27.
They're 2 really good defensive teams. They put a lot of pressure on you, and because the Queensborough guards are not battle-tested, and they haven't been, you succumb to the pressure, and we saw a lot of easy baskets for Bronx in here.
Apple misses the first.
Because when Bronx came in here, they were struggling a little bit. We asked the coach, we said, what, you're going to do anything differently? He said, no, I'm just going to keep pressing. That's what I do. Pete Cepeda.
Apple misses both free throws.
But the Lady Hawks there at LaGuardia are the best right now, right, David?
7-0 in conference. They're going to come in here on Tuesday night.
That'll be a stiff challenge for this team.
That shot was wide by Martinez.
But you never know. You know, they might come in this arena and feel like they'll have the game in the bag, and Queensborough will take them out.
Remember last year we saw the men of BMCC come in here undefeated in
That's
conference,
right.
and the 1-win Tigers took them right down to the final
What a
shot.
terrific game it was.
We didn't actually see the last shot from
No,
where we
we
were,
didn't
but
see
it
the
was
last
a
shot.
very exciting game nonetheless.
The man in front of us did, though.
Exactly.
Right down in that left corner over there.
I think we have the best view up here.
Beautiful view. In fact, if we do any TV later in the year, I will highly suggest we do it from up here.
And they will ignore you
Of course they will.
and put us right down on the court where we're blocked by the fans.
Absolutely, because they won't have the wire to put all the way up here.
First free throw is good. Barnes has all 5 points for Kingsborough.
Funny how those things work, huh?
Barnes splits the free throws. It's still 7-5.
Let's see how Queensborough can make use of Apple's size. I mean, she's the tallest girl in the court by far. There's a strip.
Nice play by Barnes. Can she finish? Puts it in off glass. Queensborough 7, Denise Barnes 7. Timeout Queensborough. Well, no secrets. You have to watch out for Barnes.
Got the quick hands on that play. 7-7. So after all of that, it's all tied up.
Wonder if later in the game they won't double team Barnes and make somebody else beat them.
Of course they will. But that's...
Are you in the huddle?
You know, they have to be in the game. I mean, Kingsborough has to stay in the game, and that's what Coach DiNardo is expressing to them.
I don't think either of these teams is really capable of blowing out the other.
You never know. I mean, one team gets down, and then they're not winning, and then the game's getting away from them, and they give up that particular game.
I will say Queensborough has 2 wins. Both of those were blowouts. They beat Rockland by 21 and Dutchess by 23.
There's one thing about Queensborough, it's that even though David Chambers' team is struggling right now, David Chambers has a lot of confidence in his girls, and he knows what has happened in the past here, and he always works off that. So you can never take this team lightly, never.
Kingsborough in the 2-3 zone. Ward to the basket. Couldn't put it in off glass. And then Apple with the rebound tie-up. Ball will stay with Queensborough. Look how much bigger Apple is than anybody on Kingsborough.
Noticeable size on everybody else. And you can note it right away.
Ward. Samira Ahmed. She shuffled her feet. No
Too
shot,
bad.
no basket.
Too bad. It was a nice shot, and she did shuffle the feet. That was the correct call. You could see it from up here. In fact, you get a good vantage point to see it up here.
Stephanie Hahn crossing half court. Kingsborough looking for the lead, and instead it's a steal and a foul. First foul on Cicerone. Tied at 7, 2:35 to go in the first. McNeil to Ward. Pass was broken up. It gets back to McNeil. McNeil takes a jumper, and it's no good.
Off.
Yes.
She was tying her up, Ward, with one hand on that. Did get the tie up, but it's going to go over to Kingsborough on the rebound.
Barnes. McNeil on her. Go to Martinez. Gives it up to Barnes. Going inside, the tough shot, and she's hammered by Apple. And that will be 2 shots.
So Apple trying to come over and plug up the area on the right side, which Ward had navigated herself through, and she'll go to the line. Came over a bit late.
Barnes hits the free throw. You blow past the guards, and then it's up to the bigs to try to block her. A lot of the times they end up fouling.
And they have the lead, Kingsborough, as they've played a little bit better basketball over the last couple of minutes.
They meaning Barnes, who has all 8 points.
Well, you
good team defense,
mentioned her name, and she stepped up there. Let's see if she can continue to do it.
Apple inside. Birch puts up a 3, and it's no good. And they're going to get Apple for over the back, and that's going to be her second foul. Now, this is how it happens when there's an upset. The team hangs around for a while, and all of a sudden there's some foul trouble. Now Freeman and Apple have 2 apiece.
He's not going to take Apple out right now. She's going to take a spot on the line, and then I believe she'll come out of the game. That was not a good foul, Dave. She should have veered off a little, tried to grab the ball over the girl, but she just tried to run over the girl to get it.
And Jessica Price misses the first free throw. I think when you have the height advantage, you feel like you could get any rebound.
The only thing is, this girl has the weight advantage because she's a very solid-looking young lady.
And Price misses both free throws, but Kingsborough gets the offensive rebound. Kingsborough players have to get back. A few of the players were down at the other end. Price lost the handle on it.
You have to know your limitations. And if you're not a dribbler, don't keep that ball on the floor like that.
Ward puts it in. It's 9-8. Queensborough takes back the lead. And here's Barnes. Lost the handle on it, but saved it in the corner. Now she's doubled and gets it to Hahn. Price, jumper from the free throw line, is off. And Birch hauls it in.
Of course, the parameters for today's game are changing. I don't know if as of much for the women because they always play hard. But
taking a shot at the men.
Mark Jackson's comment about Curry, Stephon Curry, that he made recently, got blasted. And he was just making a point. I mean, he's not allowed to make a point. He said if young people watch what Curry does, they're going to start shooting from another galaxy. And maybe that's not the best thing. If you're able to do it, fine. But you don't want to set a pattern on that. You know?
Bob Donato calls timeout with 46 seconds to go in the first quarter. For those of you who don't know, Mark Jackson, who coached Curry with the Warriors, was saying now he walks into high school gyms and everybody's immediately running to the three-point line.
Yeah, well, and he also coached the Warriors, and he also was a very top NBA, and he still is an NBA analyst. So if he can't express his opinion, then what are you paying him for? That's my thought on it. But I didn't find that any problem. You know, if you don't agree with him, you don't agree with him.
And you said coach, announcer. He wasn't a bad player either.
No, he played for a pretty good coach.
A lot of them.
A lot of good coaches, right?
Nice play out of the timeout.
Wow.
10-9 Kingsborough. Ciceron put it in. Queensborough could hold for the final shot. They probably won't. Ahmed to Ward. Down to 10 seconds. Barnes almost took it away. Nice dribbling by Ahmed, and then it's kicked by Price, but they didn't whistle it. 2 seconds. Barnes trying to beat the buzzer. I don't think she realized how much time was left.
Well, the guests come out with the lead, Dave.
It wasn't beautiful, but Kingsborough will take it.
And you stated at the beginning it's not going to be beautiful, and these teams are going to have to grab one in any fashion they can. You don't get style points.
No. When you both come in 0-5 in conference play, you don't make any apologies for the one win.
So 10-9 at the end of one.
So is this first to 40 wins?
You know, you stated at the beginning, this is a pretty big game for Queensborough, even though it doesn't look that way in the standings. But if they win this, then they play LaGuardia, and they can really build up their confidence.
See,
They could also really get shot out of the water. But then they have... Then they have the Borough of Manhattan right after that. So if they can beat the Borough of Manhattan, then they're right back in the playoff hunt there.
Well, if you look, they get Kingsborough twice, and those could be 2 wins.
Right.
And BMCC, and if you win that game, all of a sudden Queensborough somehow could be in the CUNY playoffs.
And they have BMCC here.
Yeah.
So that's
And they already
good.
played them at BMCC
That's
and
good.
only lost by 9. That wasn't one of the blowout
You know,
losses.
it's funny, though. They don't play that well here at home, Queensborough.
No.
The ladies. So we'll see.
They don't play too well on the road either.
It's really mixed up. Everything's mixed up this year. And I didn't get a chance to talk to David Chambers, but I'm sure he's a little confused by it at times. But he'll get it he'll get it together somewhere. And if they make a showing of it in even 4th place, you know, they'll go into the tournament and they'll have an opportunity to win.
When was the last time Queensborough missed the CUNY
they've been
playoffs?
there.
Probably not for like 04 or 03. You got to go back.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The men have done it quite frequently. But the women have not had that problem, you know. So we're into a new quarter, and let's see what the new quarter brings.
And brings a turnover. McNeil the other way,
So
trying to
far
give the
he's-
Tigers the lead,
Whoa.
and misses, but she's fouled.
Barnes got back there and tried to plant her shot into the wall and fouled her. I was going to say, so far it's a shiny new quarter for Queensborough. Barnes has her second foul. She has to be careful because, as you stated, she's about the only one out there who can do things offensively for Kingsborough.
And if it means letting Queensborough have a point or, you know, the 2 points in the layup, let it be.
Should have. The Queensborough ladies have had a lot of problems at the free throw line over the season too. They've left a lot of points there.
McNeil splits the free throws, and the game is tied at 10.
In fact, both of the Queensborough teams have left a lot of points at the line. The men too.
And there's another turnover. And Freeman misses. You know, it's a good play by Barnes. She didn't try to do anything from behind.
Yeah,
she let her have it.
She learns. And
And
a
she still
tough
missed.
break there for Queensborough, Dave. They're not able to like put any steam into anything and get a little bit of edge as they just missed that layup there, one they should have made.
Ward, left alone, takes a 3 and misses.
You know, you don't want to be too tough on kids, but if you want to be a winning team, you're going to have to make those plays. I'm sorry, you got to lay that ball in right there.
Game still tied at 10, 9-10 remaining in the second quarter. Go to Price. Cicerone called for traveling.
Everything got jammed up over there. The ball got knocked away. She traveled when she looked like she had a basket on that. It just shows you how this season is going for both of these teams.
Kingsborough in the 2-3 zone, which Freeman just splits, but then misses. There's Marva Dudley Adams off glass.
Nice. She's a good player. She stepped up in the last time we were here.
When Kingsborough's in the 2-3, the guards are going to have to do better than just letting Freeman go through them like they're parting the Red Sea.
That's right. And they're going to put a lot of pressure on Barnes now, as you stated.
There's a 10-second violation.
Across, right? It went right after her. She can't do that much ball handling, obviously. She's got to get rid of the ball. Ooh.
Freeman to Birch for 3. That's no good. And another tie-up.
Good hustle to tie it up.
There's also an almost dangerous play by Barnes because she kind of reached in when Freeman was going past her. So she's fortunate she didn't make contact. Freeman right underneath puts it in off glass. Freeman has her first points, and Queensborough has a 14-10 lead.
Two good plays by Freeman, getting Queensborough the basket, tying up the ball, then getting inside, and now they force another turnover here.
Barnes is called for traveling. Pressure is giving her some problems. And you can't even say give it to somebody else to give it to Barnes because she's the best ball handler, too.
Yeah, but she'll need some help to get that ball out of the backcourt the way Queensborough's going after her.
McNeil with the offensive rebound in the basket. It's not always the size, it's the positioning. Bob DiNardo may need another timeout if Kingsborough misses and Queensborough makes it an 8-point game.
See?
Yeah. I think if the Lady Tigers score here, we're going to have a timeout.
The thing is, Barnes is trying to dribble through 2 or 3 people, and that's not working right now.
No. Nothing is working right now.
So even though you stated that she is a dribbler and she's a ball handler, she's got to get rid of that ball
And somebody else is going to have to make a play for her also.
Or someone else is going to have to turn it over.
Yeah. McNeil misses. And it's going the other way. And they get a over the back foul, Marva Dudley Adams, her first.
I like Martha Dudley Adams. She's a good player. She tries to get to the spot, make big plays for Queensborough.
There's more pressure.
Again,
Barnes had it stripped. They go on the floor, and there's another tie-up. Well, this one will go to Kingsborough.
You wonder how many times she's going to do that, Dave, before she just stops and gets rid of the ball a little bit to somebody.
Needs some quick passes. The ball doesn't stick. Just keep it going. Martinez.
Look at this.
Gives it up. Ward.
I guess the other option didn't work on that. The way Queensborough just gobbled her up.
I think they may get intimidated. They're 2 Lady Tigers, and they just hold it in. And
clawing at you.
Yeah.
Rah. Oh, well, Lady Tiger, do they make that sound? Or they go, rah. I'm not big on tiger sounds, so I...
Clearly.
First one is good.
This is why nobody sits near you on the bus.
Right. Have to make these free throws. Especially the one to the Bronx Zoo. Oh.
Ward splits the free throws at 17-10. Barnes gets around a little pressure.
You were watching Johnny Carson reruns last night, too,
yeah.
Right? Okay.
I'm glad they put that on antenna TV.
Yes. Unbelievable.
It's amazing. They had Christopher Reeve.
They had to dust those off a little bit.
Freeman to the basket. Counted on the foul.
Very nice move. Did you see that move to the right? She was right on it.
Bob DiNardo asking for timeout.
And as I said, she is a fire plug, Dave. She gets things going. She like a firefly. She gets the team lit up a little bit. She's made some big plays here in the second quarter.
Well, it was 10-9 Kingsborough after 1, but Queensborough has scored all 10 points in this quarter.
Very nice the way they've now taken a 9-point lead, but they've done it too with a real pressing defense. And Barnes gave up the ball about 5 times in a row, and then other girls have given up the ball now. So Kingsborough in a bit of disarray.
Sometimes it's tough to get the ball in the basket for Kingsborough this quarter. It's been a challenge to get it across half court.
Very, very hard for them to do it. And on a Saturday afternoon, it is really tough to get tuned in again because it's early. You're not used to playing this early, and Queensborough has seized the few moments here. Let's see if they can continue to do it.
It's also a few times some players drop off when the grades come back in, or some people, they drift in or out, or a few people graduate and they don't come back for the second semester.
Some people are still trying out the surfboard that they got for Christmas, and this year anyway.
But you also have smaller rosters when that happens, and you look around and you go, okay, it's just us now.
Just us against them.
Yeah. And Queensborough men are down to 6 guys. We'll see them in a few weeks. No James Wells. He graduated.
Oh, good.
So,
good for him. I mean...
good for him. Maybe not good for the rest of the guys. I'll miss him. But, yeah.
But you figured maybe they'd pick up another 1 or 2 guys somewhere. But who knows? Maybe that turns into a strength for them, that they have to go with a certain amount of fellas and they just play really hard and they have a lot of confidence, and we'll see.
Freeman can't finish the conventional 3-point play. Still 19-10.
You know, because, Dave, when you're a young team like them, you're always looking over your shoulder when you're playing. So now there's nobody to look over your shoulder at.
Martinez' high-arcing jumper is no good. Offensive rebound, and that shot is no good from point-blank range.
And if worse gets to worse, they can always, if Pete Marchitello has some eligibility, they can always suit him up.
Jasmine Hardy was right there and couldn't put it in. It's been that kind of quarter for the Lady Wave.
The only thing is, Pete is a baseball guy, so I don't think he'd be able to do it.
Ward. McNeil almost pulled in an offensive rebound. Kingsborough still looking for their first points of the quarter.
19-10. Nice little start of the second quarter. Not that much into it, by the way.
Martinez to Barnes. Barnes is going to have to hit some shots. Kingsborough's going to stay around. Birch with the steal. They have a 2-on-1. And that's going to be number 3 on Barnes, and that's a tough one. And Bob DiNardo is unhappy with that call. And when Bob DiNardo is unhappy, that's saying a lot, because he's as even-keeled as they come.
Now, I think he's a little unhappy because he faces the prospect of maybe having to pull her out of the game, and they're short on numbers, as we've stated.
That was a tough call because I don't think she really went into her. She was just kind of...
It looked like they banged together, and it was a question of who you're going to call on that, or if you were even going to make a call.
Well, he's going to stay in... well, there's a sub, but it's Jasmine Hardy to the bench. He's keeping Barnes in. Because he's figured the girl who has 8 of the 10 points is staying in.
Well, now he's going to have to use the size of the girl Price that he brought in, and he's going to have to keep his big scorer away from those, and those slug it out affairs in there.
They get it across half court in time. Hahn, nice pass, counted, and the foul. Jessica Price puts it in.
Good left hand there by Price.
That ends a 12-0 run.
And the way she used the hand, is she a left-hander? Because she looked very natural going up. With
Second foul on Marva Dudley Adams.
Yes, she is lefty.
Finishes the 3-point play. So 21-13. Sobers had to go through her hands, but Birch saves it. In the corner to Ward. Outside, Freeman thought about the 3 going in the lane. The floater is no good. and rebounded by Sobers.
White ball.
And Kingsborough, somebody was on the line, so Queensborough will have it. 5:30 to go in the first half.
You'll see that officials will call it white ball even when the team has a gold uniform on, 'cause that's their standard thing.
Ward hits the jumper. 23-13. With some more pressure, gets it to Hahn. Pass was tipped, it finds its way to Price. Price misses. And there's Ward. Freeman the other way.
Yeah, Queensborough would love to keep it at this pace. This is a good pace for them.
Birch hits the jumper. Birch and Ward have 7 points apiece to lead the Lady Tigers. It's 25-13.
Is that the first outside shot Birch has hit, or his second? Her second.
I think she hit a 3 earlier.
Yes, she did. You're right.
She takes about eight
She takes
threes
a lot
game.
of them,
Yeah.
yes.
Barnes misses, and there's Freeman with the rebound. And Freeman is going to try to go all the way, try to get the contact, but no whistle. Good defense in transition. Now it's Kingsborough with the fast break chance of their own. Barnes' jumper is too strong. And then Price had it, but then was stripped by Freeman.
Queensborough enjoying the pace a whole lot, though. They don't mind being in this pace game right now.
McNeil couldn't put it in. They had a 2-on-1 and couldn't score. Under 4 minutes to play. Barnes, jumper, air ball. But then Sobers loses it out of bounds.
They came into the period with the quarter 10 points, Kingsborough, so they've only been able to register 3 to this point.
And it was on that 3-point play. We have a timeout with 3:52 remaining. NFL playoffs start today.
Sure they do.
Got Chiefs Texans.
Why would it be sure they don't?
Yeah,
yes,
right?
they do.
Chiefs
You know-
Chiefs haven't won a playoff game since Joe Montana was the quarterback.
Isn't
Something
that
like
something?
And that was in Houston against the Oilers, and today they're in Houston against the
I
Texans.
thought you were going to tell me since Lenny Dawson was
Oh,
the
no. The
But-
Bengals play tonight, and they haven't won a playoff game in my lifetime, which means I'm young and they haven't been good in a long time.
When was the
also.
last time they won one?
91.
Okay. I was going to go back to Boomer Esiason, for goodness
Well,
sake.
that's about the same era, though.
Yeah, there was one quarterback right after him, and
And then he came to the Jets.
well, let's not forget little history that the Bengals were built by Paul Brown, who built the Cleveland Browns. That's why they were called the Cleveland Browns, because of Paul Brown, one of the great innovators of that time, along with George Halas and people like that, who made pro football what it is. So,
It's funny the Bengals made 2 Super Bowls in the 80s. They lost to the 49ers both times.
yes.
So Chris Collinsworth jokes whenever he sees Joe Montana, he goes, "Hey, how are my Super Bowl rings doing?" Not
And-
that he's bitter about it or anything.
When he sees who? When who sees
Montana.
who?
When
Oh,
Collinsworth sees Montana.
Collinsworth, okay. I was going to say, in terms of Esiason, he has nothing to be embarrassed about because he
No.
didn't lose that Super Bowl game.
Ken Anderson
His
was-
defense did.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And Ken Anderson was the quarterback in the
Yes,
first one.
right.
And Marvin Dudley Adams gives Queensborough a 14-point lead back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Right. Ken Anderson was still around, yes.
He was the MVP of the league that year in 81. Surprise, it's another turnover. Birch misses. Ward keeping it alive. It goes out of bounds, and the ball goes to Kingsborough. Good hustle.
Very good hustle by the ladies. Queensborough doing what they can do. They're not playing outside of themselves. They see that Kingsborough's really struggling against the press. They're creating turnovers, taking advantage of those turnovers. That built the 14-point lead.
Barnes hits.
Big basket.
And now you need to stop at the other end if you're Kingsborough.
You need to stop the bleeding, as they say.
Just keep it, 10 or 12 at halftime, I think, if you're Kingsborough. There's a reach and foul. It's going to be on Hardy, I believe, and it is.
She's coming over a little late to cover Ward. Ward kept going to the basket, and she had to reach out.
There's a lot of reaching in these games. When you're not as fast and the feet don't move as quickly, you start to reach, and that's how you commit fouls.
And that's why, defense is an art also. They talk about offense, but there are guys who can just play defense, and there are a number of them down through the years.
Doesn't get the headlines like putting the ball in the basket, but
no.
Wave off the free throw, lane violation. (27-15). Hahn. Long pass, but it goes right to Marva Dudley Adams. Freeman bounce pass. Dudley Adams is fouled.
Yeah, she was slammed into by Price going on the baseline, getting ready to hoist the ball up perhaps, and
I think Bob DiNardo wanted to foul at the other end on Stephanie Hahn because she got taken to the floor.
He's very calmly stating his case to the official.
Second foul on Jessica Price. I think he has the right demeanor for a team like this, though. The even keel. I don't know if like a Robert Holford personality could handle this.
I think Robert would be out of the game right now, maybe.
Wow. That was a nice move if you're a running back, right?
Yeah.
Just run her over. But she's not a running back, so that's another foul.
On the first day of the playoffs, as you said, it
right.
Just fits. How is Medina's attitude on those things?
I don't know.
I didn't get to see Joe on an everyday basis.
No, he didn't have a lot of losing here, though.
I saw him a couple of times a year, 3 times a year.
Birch takes a three. No good. And there's a foul against Queensborough.
She took the rebound away, but she also held in order to do it. A quick hand shown by Ward to snatch that rebound away from the gal, but in doing so, I think she got a piece of her.
So now you have Ward, Dudley Adams, Freeman, and Apple with 2 fouls apiece. Hahn. Tipped, it gets to Barnes. And Barnes' pull-up jumper is no good. Off to the side.
By the way, you just spoke about football and the Coughlin thing. I was telling somebody last week, there's a traveling into the lane to the left by Adams. I said, don't be surprised if somebody doesn't offer Tom another job right away. I mean, why not? I mean, the guy's not finished yet. I'm sorry.
The Eagles are going to interview him. Imagine that.
It's probably finished with the Giants, but that doesn't mean he's finished with anybody else.
Imagine seeing Coughlin in an Eagle green. I guess once Parcells was with the Cowboys, I guess anything can happen.
Imagine there's
Barnes
another
traveling, yeah.
Profusion of traveling. Imagine seeing Coughlin in the championship game next year with the Eagles.
Against the Giants?
Maybe not against the Giants. Wow. But you had to make the move. I mean, there's no problem with the move. You have to make it.
Friendly roll. Appel has her first points of the game. It's 29-15.
That was Apple, right?
Yep.
Little turning move into the lane with a little soft touch.
Barnes, a little nifty dribbling. Fires a pass to Hahn. Cicerone. Freeman got a hand on it, and that shot is an air ball.
Yeah, she got the ball back. She had another opportunity and lofted it short.
Not that Kingsborough was going to be mistaken with the Showtime Lakers, but let's give the Queensborough defense some credit. They've really put the clamps down. 5 points in this quarter.
No, they've done a very nice job defensively.
And the offense, 20 points for the Lady Tigers in this quarter.
They've had a good quarter, Dave, and that's why it's 14 points on the board. They've had the better of play. There's no doubt about it.
Sobers off the side of the board, then got it back and then misses. Final minute of play in the first half. Birch for 3, and it's no good. And tipped, and it will stay with Queensborough.
Like I said before, Dave, about David Chambers, I mean, he may not have the players he's had in the past, but he does know one thing. He knows Queensborough basketball. He knows what they've done here to win, and he's going to keep trying to get his girls to buy into that concept. And eventually, they're going to win some games, let's face it, if they have enough players.
Hey, is Kingsborough going to win some games?
I don't know.
Barnes going to the basket.
There's no knock on Coach DiNardo because we know he can coach, but they haven't had the success that Queensborough has had, and there's something about that. There's something when you tell a team, I got a few CUNY championship rings, I've got this, and I guess they believe you a little more.
It's tough. I think the overall record for DiNardo in the 2.5 years is 6-49. And the recruiting is tough. He's in Sheepshead Bay. Might as well be the Atlantic Ocean.
And he had a few girls fail out, so that doesn't help. Well, and knowing Bob as I have, he's always been a close to the city guy. So, see what happens with his situation. I hope it does improve.
Hahn, back to Barnes, back to Hahn. Martinez gets it back. Down to 10 seconds. The floater by Barnes. No good. 5 seconds. I guess on the line, or
Queensborough will give them one more opportunity with 4.8 seconds to go.
Chance for a buzzer beater, and look for Barnes, the inbounder, to get it back. Instead, it's Martinez, catch and shoot, air ball. Wasn't pretty, but Queensborough leads by 14.
No, the Tigers did what they had to do, which is take advantage of the weaknesses of Kingsborough, which are plenty, and not turn it over and take advantage, and they did to a tune of 29-15. So you get a win on the board, and then you work on it. And as you said, they have a very tough test coming up next time.
That second quarter, 20-5, pretty good. So we'll be back with the second half action. Second half about to begin. Queensborough leading Kingsborough 29-15. We didn't promise you a high-scoring game.
And we didn't get one.
No.
But
Denise Barnes doing her part. She has 10 points for Kingsborough.
I'll tell you, the Tigers, as we've said, and we've stated this, they're not the team they were. But if they can yank out games, we'll take it.
And here's Birch trying to extend the lead. Opening seconds of the second half.
I think wins cure a lot of difficulties. When you're able to put up a few wins, it looks a lot better to you.
McNeil going to the basket. The shot is no good. And hauled in by Hahn. And
Whoa.
Barnes gets walloped.
Yeah, she went right through her. Freeman went right through her. As well as they played, though, David, you'd love to see that basket be made there that was so close to the basket. Just drop that in,
Just make sure you put it out of question as soon as you can. No need to let them hang around.
It's something that the young lady has to work on, McNeil. She's gotten a few of those opportunities.
And now it's going to go back to Queensborough. By the way, the foul when Barnes got knocked down, it was the third on Anaya Sward.
And her fourth.
Doesn't work like that, but if it did, that would have been 3 and 4.
The hardness of it. Yeah.
I'm sure to Barnes it felt like 3, 4, and 5. Ward is fouled.
And in fact, I think her foul was transferred onto another Kingsborough player.
It was a hard foul, is our point.
Well, she got fouled, Ward, and she's made a little bit of a living at the line today. See her go there again. And if you make these free throws, boy, do you make the game easier on yourself.
And she misses the first.
You know, David Chambers walking around over there, he does not take kindly to that type of stuff. That he could see maybe he doesn't have as talented a team, but he wants them to take advantage of these situations, you know.
And Ward misses both. There's a double in the corner. Barnes loses it. McNeil on the floor. Barnes picks it up. Fortunate for Kingsborough, because that was about to be a 10-second violation. Instead, it's a tie-up in Kingsborough ball.
They've had a lot of trouble with the Queensborough pressure, though. They have not been able to deal with it.
Martinez lost the handle on it, but it was last touched by Birch.
Oh, you see now, Martinez, Dave, on that play, she should have came up and gone to the ball. She just reached for the ball. You can't do that. I mean, you're getting whooped with this press. You got to do everything you can to get the ball in your hands.
So we wondered early in the game, in the first quarter, when are they going to play press and double Barnes? Well, change the game around as Price is fouled.
Price again using her ability to just plant herself in there and get to the rebound and then getting fouled. As you can see, she is hard to move.
First free throw is way off.
It rhymes with Mick, what she threw up.
Ah.
Mick.
Challenging yourself to find new ways to say they missed a free throw. That's good. Martinez, long jumper, air ball, but she's fouled in the act of shooting. That's a gift from McNeil.
Man, McNeil bailed her out on that one. All plays that are keeping Kingsborough in the game. This score could be about 35-15 now. Just making note of that. I mean, I don't want to be too critical, you know. When I said before, I don't like to be critical on kids. I mean, on this level, it's very hard because they're not getting pay, and they're not. Some of them are not going any further. Some of them are, though.
Yes.
On this level here. Some of them might go to a good Division I, Division II, and when they make mistakes that they're making, it's not going to help them.
No, and even the 4-year Division IIIs.
Yeah.
Sobers misses. Picked up by McNeil, and McNeil is fouled.
She's really scrapped in there, hasn't she? I mean, for those loose balls.
Love whistles in this game.
I know our one of our technical people is very big on those whistles.
Shaking his head as we speak.
He enjoyed that one. I could see it. They're not hitting the free throws at all.
Nobody's hitting the free throws. Story of the season, right? Well, there's a made free throw. There you go. 30-15. Feels like more than a minute and a half of basketball has been played, right?
No.
Okay. Well, now it's like a minute and 32.
All right.
And there's some more pressure.
I say that on our young cohort's behalf.
Price, nice pass. And the basket from Cicerone.
30-17.
30-17. 8:05 to go in the third. Ward to Birch. Back to Ward. Goes to McNeil. The jumper is no good. And rebounded by Price.
Obviously, Kingsborough would like to keep the score as low as they can, and to do that, they're going to have to stop turning the ball over.
I don't think they want their score to stay that low, though.
No.
Freeman tries a wild shot. Or maybe it was a pass, and Ward puts it in.
Maybe it was a basket.
32-7.
Whatever's going on, Queensborough's benefiting from it, right?
Yeah. It's the only thing I know watching this game. And there's an over and back.
1 foot over, 1 foot back. Some of them are clear to see, Dave. That call.
We have a good view for this.
Yeah, good. Right on midcourt.
We may not be able to see some of the fouls down low, but we can see the backcourt violations from up here. Shot almost hit the shot clock. And there's a tie-up.
Well, I gotta like Queensborough's effort. They're going after everything, and they're not giving up on any play, so let's give them credit for that. Going to be, you were talking about the NFL playoffs, going to be below freezing conditions in Minnesota today.
I think
Is it today?
Yeah. Tomorrow they get the 105 game.
Tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, well, how do you like if you're in Seattle and you want to watch your Seahawks in the playoffs and it's 10 in the morning local time? I can never imagine that growing up on the East Coast. Like people watch football at 10 a.m.
Knowing the people of Seattle and a friend of mine who goes down there and watches the game, I don't think they care. They don't care at all. They're crazy about that team.
It's got to be nice on the West Coast. You get an NFL doubleheader,
Yeah.
and it's still
Yeah,
only
sure.
4 o'clock when it ends.
Sure.
You still get the rest of the day.
In fact, I think some of them would love being in Minnesota in the freezing conditions with the Seahawks. Not me. They say that's going to be one of the coldest atmospheres ever for a playoff game, and I still remember the San Diego-Cincinnati game. When we went out
it
to
was only 59 below with the wind chill.
We went out to the car to start it up, and everything was frozen on the car, even here. You couldn't see through the windows. And remember, the one thing I always get a kick out of is the smoke coming out of those helmets.
Mm-hmm.
And they have pictures of it from that time, and there's still smoke in the air.
It's nice to be there in person, but sometimes it's nice to sit at home on your couch and watch. Freeman for 3. No good, and it hits the shot clock and gets caught in the wire.
Yeah. So guys, try to soup themselves up. It's not cold, just your mind,
And you always get the offensive linemen who have the short sleeves. Too tough for the long sleeves. Hahn tries to get it to Barnes. I think we've seen more tie-ups in this game than the entire season.
Wow.
What's going on?
A little bit of a freeze going on in terms of advancing the ball.
There's just not a lot of moving of the feet. There's a lot of freezing up. They get the pass, somebody comes at them, and they hold it in. Hahn almost
got her
she
own
did save it.
Shot.
And then Barnes in the lane ran into Sobers, whacked out of bounds.
Barnes finding it very tough going now, Dave. She's not getting anything free in there.
Well, the Kingsborough scoring, it's Barnes 10, Cicero 4, and Price 3. 6:05 to go in the third. Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Queensborough.
It feels like not much time has gone by in this quarter.
Wow. Still 6:03 to go in this quarter.
Yeah.
I wonder what the real-time thing is. I don't know if I want to know. McNeil hits the jumper. 34-17.
That speeds it up a little bit.
Yeah.
McNeil can get that shot on a rope, and I told her that earlier in the year. I say you could make a lot of success with that shot if you can do it.
Barnes with the dozen points. 34-19. If Kingsborough was going to pull something out, they need a few stops now. Oh, it hasn't really been the defense that's been the problem. Sobers the offensive board outside to Freeman. Freeman goes inside, couldn't finish off glass. and Kingsborough has it, and then Ward goes in from, and Bob DiNardo is looking like,
Ties it
how
up.
are all these tie-ups happening? Just put the ball up high.
You know what it is, too? I mean, they only have 6 girls, so if they get a little leg weary, then he can't bring someone in right away, and, they suffer. They can't get from one place to the other as quickly as they were.
Ward. Off glass. Nice move by Anais Ward. She's in double digits with 11 points.
Ward went right around her girl there. Right around her she went. Uh-oh. It's been an adventure bringing the ball up for Kingsborough. It really has.
Barnes misses, gets her own rebound, and loses it. Everybody goes on the floor. Kingsborough picks it up, but it's a backcourt violation. And Bob DiNardo is saying no. Saying it was deflected. How could it be backcourt?
Well, I know Jeremy Lin is happy. Inside joke. Inside.
Yes.
I'll stop with the inside
Okay.
joke.
It's a man in a Jeremy Lin jersey in the crowd, for those who were wondering.
There you go.
He's happy. Bob DiNardo, not happy.
Still questioning it with the official. Ooh,
Ward.
Nice passes, huh?
Hey, it's Anais Ward again.
Don't let that ball touch the floor. If kids could play like that, you get a lot of easy baskets, man. Think about it.
And Anais Ward with 13 points.
That might have been the nicest passing I've seen a Queensborough team do in about 3 years here. That one play.
The shot clock reset. It shouldn't have. Nobody noticed. And there's Ward with the rebound. Nice pass to McNeil. Here's a fast break opportunity. McNeil is fouled. That's going to be number 4.
They're playing. There's one thing. I'm sorry to cut you off there, Dave. Queensborough's playing a very unselfish offensive game. I mean, and it takes that if they're going to be successful. But, they've registered some success here, but nobody has really said, I'm doing it, I'm going to do it. They really gelled well in certain spots.
Didn't start off that way. It was 10-9 Kingsborough after the first quarter. And then Queensborough really got going. McNeil hits the free throw.
That's why they play the ball games, Dave, and that's why there's so many of them. Because you could always come out and learn from your last mishap.
$40-19.
And I'll tell you what, if Queensborough can get it going down towards tournament time, not that they're going to go in there and beat anybody per se, but I don't think there's anybody that would want to play them at that point. It might not be such an easy win. Put it that way. Just being Queensborough and not based on anything else. Because you've seen that how many times with winning organizations.
We can laugh about that, but remember the game 3 years ago when nobody gave the Queensborough men a chance and they beat Hostos. So.
You look at major colleges and you see it happen how many times? They're not the team they used to be, and they go in there and they win the game from somebody else who was highly rated, had a great season. You don't see it as much in the NBA now because there's just so many.
Very top-heavy.
And it's a very... And our friend Larry Danzler was here a few weeks ago, and we were talking to him. It's a little more selfish game now. People don't play team ball like they used to.
The Warriors play team ball, though.
And that's why they're doing what they're doing.
34-2. There's something to watch. It was a good game last night. The Thunder beat the Lakers by 4. National TV game, and Lou Williams had 44 for LA.
I say that, right? I say it's a little more selfish, tilted. And can you blame kids with the money they're making that they want to score 45 points? And no. So the game has changed. It's still a terrific game to watch. I mean, when you watch San Antonio play it and you watch Golden State play it, you know that. And Cleveland. And that's what's great about LeBron. As great as he is, he knows the concept of basketball.
There's an air ball.
But even he is not the player he used to be. Time does take effect after a while.
Freeman is called for traveling.
Freeman trying to make the move. She had the right thought, but she stepped to the right, and Coach David is telling her, you should have just made the move because somebody would have had a step in front of you and they would have picked up a foul at that point. $2:50 to go in the third quarter.
Barnes misses.
Now, obviously, if they're going to win this game, they're going to need Barnes to go off somewhere. And
Queensboro to miss every shot for the rest of the game. Ward puts it in. Hey, nice game for Ward, 15 points. Hey, she's only losing to Kingsboro by 4.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Kingsboro looks a little worn down right now.
Well, you brought that up early, and you were right. I said, I don't know if either team really has the capacity to blow out the other, and he pointed out when one team gets down, that might be it.
Especially, and I didn't add, and I'm not going to take credit for, especially when one team only has 6 players.
Yeah. And so it really gets away from you, and now Kingsboro is down by 23.
So give me credit for that, David.
Okay.
I'm not trying to take credit for something I didn't say, but I'm saying it now anyway.
Better late than never.
(42-19). It is at blowout proportions right now, as the great Marv Albert would say. Blowout proportions.
Kingsboro has 9 points in the last 18 minutes. I know you were wondering. That's why I asked. Barnes for
terrible.
3. Off.
I want to just tell you one Marv Albert story in a moment,
Okay.
and then we'll drop it.
Sure, McNeil lays it in.
There you go. I was down at the Ranger game and talking to my friend who was the engineer of the game, and Marv Albert was there, and Marv Albert turns to us and he has a paper. It's an Italian paper, and he shows it to us, and this is like the Marv Albert brand, the humor. It said on the headline, his cohort was Sal Messina at the time. It said in the Italian paper, Sal Messina, voice of the New York Rangers. And Marv showed it to us, and he was cracking up, and we were cracking up. And we love Sal Messina, but Sal Messina, voice of the New York Rangers, like he was showing us, can you beat this?
Barnes will go to the line for 2. Appel was saying I stood there,
Yeah.
but they already blew the whistle. 2 shots. Kingsboro trying to hit that 20-point mark.
I could picture Marv catching up with Sal about a week later. I don't think he was doing the games anymore. Or maybe he was. And he says to him, maybe when the game starts, Sal, did you really tell them you were the voice of the New York? Of course not, Marv. That's not me. And you know I wouldn't do that. 44-21 now. Oh.
So if Queensboro holds on, they'll only be 1 game behind BMCC for that final CUNY playoff spot. And they get Kingsboro again later.
How do you
year.
figure out tiebreakers in that case?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think we're still a long way to go.
Yeah, we can't
too
even
far
talk
ahead.
about that. Maybe the opponents with the best record that you beat.
I don't know. Yeah, if Queensboro and BMCC both finish with 3 wins, I don't know who gets that final spot. Down to 8 seconds in the third quarter.
Maybe they have to play to get in.
That would be fun. Remember, they used to have the 4-5 play-in game for the men's side. Barnes is fouled in the act of shooting. Just when you think the quarter is over, it's not.
Then it would have to be determine where you'd play that game, that play-in game.
Do the
You
coin
play
toss,
it here
huh?
or you play it there. Which would mean you'd make another trip into the city if the maybe not, maybe you would, I don't know.
Barnes has 15 points now. It's 44-22 at the end of 3 quarters.
44-22. It's a half of a blowout. It's 22 points. Yeah, I don't think there's any way Kingsborough can come back from it in a quarter, but you never know. Looks like this game's in the bag.
As Chick Hearn said, put it in the refrigerator, close the door.
And see who salutes it. Well, anyway, Queensborough's had their spots in this game where they played very well. They've had their spots where they have not played very well. And as we've stated probably about 100 times already, they need to win this game. And that's all that really matters. And the most telling fact of that is just to look at the standings, and that'll tell you all you need to know. So
Ward with 15 points and Saudia McNeil with 10. Those two combined are outscoring Kingsborough.
I'll give them the nod as for having played a good game on this basis. Very unselfish effort.
Yes.
A lot of people have gotten involved, and nobody has really played beyond their limits in this game. So you like to see that, because if you're not a really talented team, you don't want to play above your head. You want to stick within the game plan and do whatever you can do to snatch a win. Particularly when the Red Hawks come in here on Wednesday night.
Fourth quarter about to begin. It's 44-22.
44-22, and we're going into the final quarter here. That's a lot of points to make up, but I would say you have to give the ball to Barnes just about every time up court.
Birch for 3. So we finally made it to the fourth quarter. Traveling is called.
That's the about the third time Ahmed has been called for that move, and David Chambers is trying a reminder of it. Don't, put the ball on the floor before you make that move. You don't want to see players get into bad habits.
Then don't watch this game.
You could also say then don't coach this game, but you have to.
You ever think about coaching?
A couple of times, but my problem is, where do you start? If you have to have a resume for broadcasting, you certainly have to have a good resume for being a coach.
Not too late to start, right?
Whoa!
That shot is sent away, but Martinez is hurt.
Whoa! Did you see the way Ward went after that?
Yeah.
It's like she didn't like that shot at all. That wasn't even Ward, by the way, was it? Was it Ward?
I couldn't tell who swatted
30.
the shot away. I think
30.
Martinez is okay. It looked like she was holding her head for a moment.
I can't be Ward, because I don't think Ward is. Oh, is Ward on the court? Yes, she is. 30 is on the court.
Marva
That
W.
was Adams.
Yeah.
Adams was the one who did that.
The trainer can breathe a sigh of relief. His uninterrupted day is still intact. Queensborough up by 22. I'm just saying it now. This Queensborough is going to win. So it'll be 1-5, and then LaGuardia comes in here on
There's
Tuesday
that
night.
nice ball movement again. That beautiful ball movement, and a little under the armpit pass by Freeman. A beauty inside.
they've made some of their nicest passes of the season today.
That I will give them. That ball moved it well again, and you love to see that.
Save some of that for Tuesday, right?
Go get those Red Hawks with that. That's what you have to do. You have to have a little Newt Rockney. You got to go to the left on them. We're going to go to the right on them. And
Appel puts it in.
it doesn't always work, by
No.
the way. You know, you do all that, and then 50-20. It was worth it. You know.
I mean, Tuesday, the Queensboro men will travel to LaGuardia to play.
It's going to be a
And
tough
the LaGuardia
game.
women
Yeah.
come here.
That is going to be a tough game.
The LaGuardia men, it doesn't matter what the standings are, who's
Where
good,
they're
who's
playing.
down, where they play.
They
can't
play.
play a bad game against Queens. LaGuardia Queensboro is always a good game.
Yeah, it is always a good game.
There's Barnes. She has 17.
They could even play it at the airport, and it'd be a good game. 48-24.
And Barnes might get a little lost because, being on a losing team, but she could probably play at the next level or even at a 4-year D3.
D3,
Yeah. If you count that as the next level, a 4-year D3.
yeah.
You never know who turns up when you look at the 4-year CUNY rosters and you go, hey, I remember this person from Queensboro or LaGuardia.
I've seen that a lot of times.
You go, whatever happened to? And then you see them at Hunter or CSI.
I'll tell you one about that in a moment. Ball went out of bounds.
You could tell us now.
Well, a young man played at Queensboro and showed up in the final against York with Baruch and dominated the game. He was stealing the ball, played a great defensive game, and we knew him well. And he had come right here out of Queensboro and played a terrific. I think he got the MVP. I'm not sure. Lou Pinto might have gotten it, but he did as much to win the game as anybody.
Birch misses. Who was it?
I can't think of the name right now. It doesn't
Okay.
come right to memory. I remember the big players on that team. If I get my CUNY guide out, perhaps I could, because they probably have them for steals in a tournament game.
Under 6 minutes to go.
Don't believe I took my CUNY guide with me today, so I'm sorry about that. I'll come up with the name at some point.
Well, you still have 6 minutes.
Yes.
And in real time, it's probably like 20 minutes. Ahmed going to the basket and tried reversed hand. Appel with the putback. 50-24.
Well, they continue to do the job, and they have done the job for most of the afternoon. And a very
DiNardo calls
outmanned
timeout.
Kingsboro team now calls a timeout, yes.
And this might just be to get some of his girls a rest. Get them a breather because they're probably on their last
You
legs.
can't afford to get them hurt because you don't
No.
have that many players. And there was another case of a young man who played for Kingsboro, and I don't even remember him being on the court. And we had broadcast on the television down at BMCC several Kingsboro BMCC championship matchups in the tournament. After Queensboro had lost their top spot, Kingsboro and BMCC would match up on a yearly basis. And there was a kid playing for Kingsboro. I don't even remember being on the court. He went over to City Tech, became a top player. Jason was his first name. He played with Shakun Malave, was one of the two best players on that team on the front line. So that goes directly to what you were saying, David.
Ahmed with the jumper. It's 52-24. She gets in the scoring column.
His name was Jason Sr. Good name for a college senior. He
Yeah.
played with Ray Amelbert's last championship team at City Tech, and that was in 2005, I believe. Long time ago, 10 years ago. Played at Kingsborough with the waves and that beautiful gym.
Only 3 Kingsborough players have scored today, by the way. It's Barnes 17, Cicerone 4, Price 3. Freeman to Birch. Birch left alone for 3, and it's good. And it's 55-24. She's in double digits now.
Yeah. And when she shoots the ball and she gets it going, she can do damage, as we said many times. But it's a question of whether she is on with her shot.
4 minutes to go. It's a nice win for. This was really the biggest game Queensborough played so far, and
yeah.
they came out looking good. Right?
You know why it's a nice win? Because they did what they should do. They should beat this team by 30 points, and they are beating them by 30 points. As Kingsborough's really been bad tonight. I mean, they have not done anything specifically
And a lot of other days.
well. Yeah. Yep.
Air ball.
Not to make light of it, but they are now having trouble getting the ball to the basket. And, Bob DiNardo is no stranger to this, though, because I remember his first Baruch team with the women.
He lost the game by 97 that year.
I had to go down to cover them there in Manhattan, down at the school, in a little gym they had upstairs.
McNeil has a dozen points. 57-24.
And they could not get the ball across the midcourt line.
Similar to this?
They could not get the ball. They were worse than this. They couldn't even catch the ball across the midcourt line. So I got to give this story its proper ending. A couple of years later, DiNardo has them in the tournament, and they're upsetting people. So, he's no stranger to having very bad teams. And he's no stranger to having very good teams.
It's just tough when you go through this and you're actually in it.
Yeah.
And you're watching this. Although it's fun to watch for Queensborough, and it's 59-26.
I will say at Baruch, he brought in 2 guards that were as good as anybody's guards that ever played in the conference. A girl named Strahan and another girl, and they were terrific.
I think DiNardo's first year at Baruch or second year, they won 2 games, and I think it was like 32-21, something else. He said he still has the...
this girl, Stephanie Trahan, Dave, she was just terrific. She did everything on the court. She stole the ball. She shot the ball. She passed the ball. She was terrific. So it's a matter of recruiting, too, I guess.
Some subs come in for Queensborough. Bob says he still has the box scores from Bert Beagle.
And we were talking to Pete Cepeda, who then coached with...
Somebody's got inbound, by the way.
Pete Cepeda, who assisted with Mackley Joseph, who then took over for DiNardo. And he had a lot of success there. And we said, what is the reason for all that success? And he said, well, when you get girls from all over the country, you're going to have some success,
It never hurt.
No.
McNeil, the offensive rebound.
But if you don't mind me saying, when I was speaking to Bob before the game, I did mention to him, I says, Bob, I always make note that you started it there. You're the guy who started it up.
And he said, who are you?
And he said, thank you. Who are you? Yes. I'll throw your comment in there.
All right.
No, he thanked me. He said, thank you for that very much, because he knows I was there and I saw the whole thing. And
Ahmed's jumper is long and chased down in the corner. 1.5 minutes to go.
And by the way, you could say, it's easy at Baruch. Not anymore. They're not winning like they were, so it's not that easy.
Double dribble.
.123 to go in the contest, which has been a contest, I would say, roughly about a half of the game.
About. And Kingsborough was up after one quarter.
Yes, they were.
It looked like I'll give you credit. I didn't think this was going to be a blowout. I thought this would come down to the last quarter just because Queensborough has struggled this year. But you noted once one of these teams get down, it could get away in a hurry, especially when you haven't won this season. And then you think mentally, you go,
problem.
"Oh, here we go again."
You know, you're thirsting for a win, and you're starting to really question yourself now. Here you're playing a team that didn't have a conference win, and you can't beat them. So you really have to start questioning yourself now.
Barnes commits a foul. Or is it Ward? It's actually Ward on Queensborough who committed her fourth foul.
Looks like it. See, up until this game, Dave, you could always look at the Queensborough game. Well, we'll beat Queensborough. They don't have any wins either. And then when you don't beat them, then what's your excuse? You know, you really, maybe we're like the worst team in the conference.
Well, Queensborough came in today going, well, if we can't beat Kingsborough, and Kingsborough came in going, if we can't beat Queensborough.
That's right.
Ahmed. McNeil, and they're going to run the clock down. They'll take one more shot. See if they could get into the 60s. They're at 59 now.
I'm really interested to see that LaGuardia team, though, on Wednesday. See what they look like, and that'll be fun.
Another foul called.
So, because we're going to be watching, Dave, the Lady Tigers go up against the best, obviously, and that'll be interesting to watch. And no matter what the outcome, it's going to be a real challenge for the Tigers.
We've got the sub foul out with 7 seconds to go.
They're going to run it out now.
So nice win for Queensborough. 59-26. Look at the Kingsborough scoring by quarters. 10, 5, 7, 6.
They did workmanlike a workmanlike job today. That's what I can say about them. I don't think this win elevates them in any regard to one of the top teams in the conference, but to know that you're not on the bottom, as we stated, is very important at this time of year. And they'll try to carry that into Wednesday's game. It's Wednesday. Hope the weather is pretty good when we come up.
I was actually wrong. It was 10, 5, 7 for the scoring. If you take away the first quarter, it was 50-16 Queensborough. So you were right on the blowout talk.
Well, you know, David, the weather might play a part in Wednesday's game too. How quickly LaGuardia gets here, the way they get here. So
and it's on Tuesday, so you know.
Oh, Tuesday.
Yeah.
The game is Tuesday.
Yes.
All right. So then you avoid the Wednesday weather. All right. I was thinking
you want to be here on the right day. You're going to show up. You go, where is everybody?
I would have double checked with you. I just thought it was Wednesday. But go ahead. It is Tuesday, and the weather's supposed to be pretty good on it. All right.
Not much left to say about this game, is there?
I'm happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big win for the Tigers. It's got to be a big win for the Tigers because so many things have gone wrong this year. So it's got to be a big win.
All right, for Joe Massey, this is QCC alum David Russell. Thanks for watching. The final score: Queensborough 59, Kingsborough 26.